Let's get rolling. I'm probably gonna drop out of this league if I'm still in one. This is 100% a disaster. Yeah, let's get out of here. Wait. Feels bad, but we need to play some different flavored fun shank today. Scoops to Chalice. Let's play that one. Okay. So while we are in queue, let's just take a look at the deck real quick. Okay, so notable additions. And I guess we're in match. I guess we'll talk about the card choices like more in detail later. And we could probably talk about them like throughout the match as well. But essentially, we're running Grim Lava Boy, Terra Mender, and Calcite Snapper to help combat the band and the blue green decks. Okay, this is more broken than some of my online classes. Hello? Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see it. And we won the die roll too, which is good. Oh wait, when was there a card shuffling sound added to MTGO? This is news to me. I'll keep this. This hand's fine. Bolt, Delver, and like a bit of snaps for some late game pressure. Just need a couple more spells, but 100%. Not necessarily win the game, but we will get to the point where we draw more spells. Also, the 3 lands is really nice because it ensures we can cast every single spell in our deck. Running Flame Slash, I'm not sure exactly how prevalent Etron is. I know it's still running around, so I figured just having like nice, efficient ways to deal with Thought Knot, it's always nice. And then Crackling Drakes as well for when Grim Lavamancer is not ideal in the deck. We just swap into those. Okay, we're just gonna lead on Canal and then pass it back. Okay, I'm feeling good though. We'll see what they're on. No Archmage's Charm. No, I was thinking about running them over the 2 remans, but I just wanted to keep the deck as low to the ground as possible. I think it's fine to run like 2 to 4. I'm not running Sanctuary to loop them, so they're just kind of like an unexciting 3 CMC counter. Because that's like the slot that they need to fill. And like I was impressed with them when I had the flexibility of like drawing and then just putting it back and then being able to like hold up a counter spell. I thought that was just like absurdly powerful. But I'm fine with just like trying out Conclave, just for the testing factor. Because this deck is essentially trying to answer a lot of different questions at once. And all the cards are individually powerful, so... Yeah, no, this is 100% Shadow. It's good they didn't lead on Thoughtseize, but we're definitely tickling them for 3 regardless. Taking Snap isn't that bad, because again, we were looking for a spell for him anyways. No flip, but it's a good card to have on top. We'll just hit him for 1. They have perfect information, which, like, no matter which land we play. So we're probably just going to play Flooded Strand, and then fetch a Steam Vents at the end of their turn. If they miss their land drop here, then I'm actually interested in Fetch Shock bolting them. So then we can end of turn Snap bolt them, because we have a lot of pressure in play. Yeah, no, they have no flyers, so this we should be fine if they flip. Hopefully this Flooded Strain helps them flip, so I'm more likely to just like untap. This is interesting because they probably take the Snapcaster, but if they take the Bolt, then we just have like a naked Snapcaster as well. And then if we Bolt them, then we have no cards in hand, which feels bad. So I think we just let them take whichever one they want, so we can untap. No, I think it's 100% right. And we get to keep the Bolt, which is what we wanted to keep. So they missed their land drop here, but we no longer have a Snap in hand, so I'm much more hesitant to fire off this Bolt, so I think I'm just going to untap. I mean, they could still have a land, I guess, but... Okay. We let them draw. So we're going to take a peek at the first card real quick. Okay, it's a Serum Vision, so we're just going to let both of these guys flip. Notably, we can fetch in between the two Delver triggers to kind of like manipulate our library. Okay, so we're just going to hit him for 6 first. Always a good place to be. And then I'm probably just going to fetch a Steam Vents out here and then cast the Serum Visions. Double red is nice if we draw a Snapcaster Mage, so we can Bolt, Snap, Bolt. And our life total is not really a huge concern for us right now. We'll Serum Visions. We might draw a Fairy Conclave. I'd like to have that in play this turn. It's unlikely, but we're just like hedging our odds. No reason to play the land now. They're at 8. We have 2 flyers in play. I mean, Bolt's definitely on the top. It's just a matter of like this peak also. I guess we... So we're not casting this Thought Scour unless we cast it on them. Let's just put the Bolt in the very top. Just like leave no room for error here. Again, we probably won't cast this Thought Scour. We could cast it on them, but that seems suspect. It doesn't matter a whole lot what we do with the top 2 cards there. As long as the Bolt like stays on the very top. It's fine. And again, if like this Thought Scour was in our hand, it would make sense to sequence it first, but we drew it off of the Serum Visions. Sure, perfect. Okay, this is good, because we're not on Archmage's Charm, as like we pointed out earlier, and Remand is like definitely not as exciting. Whoops. Okay, so this is actually a perfect example of a matchup where Grim Lavamancer is not very exciting, so we'll bring in our 2 Crackling Drakes. And like between our 2 different... Where's Terramander? There he is. Yeah, so we have like we have big evasive flyers, and then we have chump blockers on the ground. Snapper might be a little poor here. And then I'm also looking at Dispel. I'm not sure where Dispel finds its slots. We probably go out Snapper, just because he's going to be hard to connect with through all their X5s. And then Dispel, of course, is to protect our creatures from removal. The second cut's a lot harder. It's probably just a remand. Because I think having access to that effect is good. It could also be a Burst Lightning. But having access to Reach is never really something I'm sad about. Okay, this is a Snap Keep. Even if it wasn't, I mean, I strongly dislike vote Burst Lightning. I think Remand's worse, unless they just have Angler. And the issue is they can, if they're on the play, they can angler before we get to remand. And if we keep remand, they can just, I don't know. Yeah, remand on the play is better. I agree. I think we take out Burst Lightning, bring in the remand on the draw. I think that's a good play. I mean, this is definitely a keep. I don't know what I'm thinking. I even said it was a keep. I just didn't hit okay. Disaster. Okay, turn 1, we probably just peek. Interesting. What's up, what's up? I was thinking about leading on Serum. I'm not sure. This looks like Stubborn Denial to me. I kind of want to just pass the turn with mana up. So I think I'm going to do that. Probably peek on end step, actually. We want them to tap down. We can always opt as well, too. Okay, I don't know why my taskbar is being like this. How about you just hide yourself? Thought scour yourself. We could peek in response because they're tapped out. But then we'd like miss out on this last card. Let's just let it resolve. We can peek and stuff. We are on the 1 Calcite sniper list. Let's try to hide this. Taskbar settings. How about it should be automatically hidden. Disaster. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Hey! Oh, thanks for stopping by. No, we're just kind of trying to test a couple of things out, because I'm just as curious as you guys when it comes to some of these things. And I'm actually game if this peak does either a Stubborn Denial, like that's fine with me. This is probably Angler. You could tell because of how long it's taking for them to pay mana costs. Yeah, so we're playing against Grixis Shadow. We're up a game. Sure. It's fine. Again, we'd like them to burn their Stubborn Denial here. Push Shadow. Sure, so they do not have a Stubborn Denial, but we're also not jamming the Pyromancer. So they also do not have a way of reducing their life total below 13, so the Shadow's not super scary. They actually get a third card here, though. Rainforest. Okay, so they could have drawn a Denial. Let's lead on opt. Sure. I want to get the push out of their hands, so we're going to play this Delver. Next turn we'll fetch so that it doesn't screw up our Serum Visions, and then we'll get an Elemental token, and we should be able to pull pretty far ahead. So push on the Delver, this is fine, this is what we wanted. Okay, they have a Shadow, no way to reduce their life total, and we should be, it should be smooth sailing from here. Okay, so now they get to play their Shadow. However, it'll only be, 3 life down to 11. It'll be a 2/2, so we can bolt it. If we Pyromancer bolt their Shadow, that's so amazing for us. I think they're going to go for it. So unless their draws were exactly fetch, Stubborn Denial, I think we're fine. And if it is, then like props to our opponent. You know, I guess they just kind of deserve that. Even then, it's not a disaster for us. This is interesting. We could just wait to fetch a turn because we're not going to be Serum Visioning this. Serum. I don't think you can make Visions a verb. Serum. Yeah, I don't think you can. let's just cast our Pyromancer, and then we're going to bolt him now. We don't want to let them draw. Actually, I think it's technically better to bolt on their upkeep. So let's do that. And then we could force them to tap out of blue in case we draw a bolt for our turn. Yeah, it just depends on what they have. If it's a Street Wraith, it doesn't matter, but I think it's optimal to bolt on their upkeep here. Okay, we do have a stop here, so the game should let us bolt right now. Perfect. Bolt your Shadow. You get a 1/1. It looks like this is resolving, so again, this is really, really good for us. Yeah, we just have the one sinkhole to draw into, but we should be in the clear. I'm actually tempted to race this as well, but I don't think the 1 point of damage on them actually matters a whole lot. Yeah, we just get to start throwing cantrips out the window. No, this is why Izzet feels so nice to play. Especially when you, like, understand what's happening, and you have a P. Sure, second angler does not face me. Spell Pierce is pretty bad now. It can counter a K command, I suppose. We're gonna lead on Locked again. This lets us dig the deepest, and then we'll go directly into Serum Visions afterwards. Okay, we're gonna always yield. Yes. This is fine. Poor Pyromancer Fuel is never an issue. Again, this is why Serum Visions is kind of awkward, because it's generally the last cantrip you want to cast. Let's just cast again. I don't want to... Yeah, second PZ would be pretty sweet here. That's fine. We drew our Conclave, which lets us get some evasive hits in, which feels good. The spell is honestly fine here. I don't really have an issue keeping this on top. I think the only way we lose is if Pyromancer dies. Snap doesn't work with Delve, right? You can still... Delve just reduces... You use it to pay the mana cost. So Snapcaster Mage gives the flashback cost equal to its mana cost, and then you just, like, Delve cards to pay for the cost. If that makes sense. So it does work. It's just that eats that card plus all the other cards you delved away. I think it's also worth noting that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 instants in our graveyard. So if we draw a Terramander, Inquisition, we let this take Snapcaster. They'll just pay the 2. So we don't want to Pierce, obviously. It's good that wasn't removal. We get to draw the spell next turn. Okay. This is interesting. The issue with this spell on top is that we can't proactively churn through our deck. So this Inquisition taking Snapcaster is annoying because I wanted to have the flexibility of, like, Snap Visioning. I was kind of hedging on that. I think we're still supposed to block 2 here. We'll hit him for 3, put him to 8, and then hope this Conclave and, like, our next top deck gets us there. Like, we'll go to 4 from this attack, which is fine. Now it's really just a top deck war. If they draw a Shadow or an Angler, they pretty much have us here. Sure, 10, fine. QBR. 2, 4, 6. They're dead to bolt. 2, 3, 4, 5. They're dead to bolt even if we do jump block. So I think we just send this token in front of a Gurmag. Argument could have been made to spell pierce that as well to get another token. Because the spell pierce isn't doing us a whole lot. Yep, that's just a punt by them. Okay, well, we're going to leave one elemental back. So what we'll do is we'll play the Steam Vents tapped. No thank you. Fire up Conclave. Look at Conclave being useful. Surprise, surprise. Again, leaving the elemental to back to block. And then we're just going to double spell pierce anything that they play. It's like Fatal Push doesn't even win them the game. Sure. No plays from them. Interesting. Huh. Well, let's fire this guy up. We played through Stubborn Denial anyway, so there's no use waiting till they're upbeat. Yeah. Perfect. Let's go. Okay, that felt good. Fairy Conclave, proving its worth. I'm telling you, it's a great 19th blind out. Okay, so we're 1-0 now, which feels good. Yeah, and that's without Archmage's Charm too. I mean, I hope we're against like a creature deck. Obviously, this feels awkward for against some things, but we also have like the ability to draw into counter spells as well. So much flexibility. This deck has so much selection. It's unbelievable. And then like Terramander, again, like if we top decked it, it's literally a flying Gurmag Angler for 2 mana. Same thing with Crackling Drake. Crackling Drake would have been super scary there. Yeah, I'm a fan of Conclave. I think like it's sort of hard to state its value, so it's kind of like nice to be able to display it as well. As like, sure, there's a lot of times where you're just playing it and you don't do a whole lot, but there's other times where it breaks board stalls. I think this is the green-red mid-range deck, but it could be, it could just be like straight Ponzo too. We have an island in our hand, which feels good. Five-colored Niv, maybe. It could be a lot of things, honestly. I think since we have the island in hand, we fetch our Steam Vents, and if they play a Blood Moon, then we don't feel too super bad. But we're going to need this red mana. If they pillage us, we feel bad, but whatever. Yeah, I don't think it's Niv. Does Niv even play Utopia Sprawl? But they don't play that. Maybe they do. It has. Yeah, I think most of the Niv decks are on Astrolabe. And sure, Magus of the Moon. So this is what we weren't worried about. Also, this thing dies to Burst Lightning. which is hilarious. Okay, so we Burst Lightning him on our turn. Snapcaster. Okay, so we're not going to reveal this. Unfortunately, we can't Thought Scour it away, which sucks, but it's fine. Okay. Yeah, let's kill this guy. Hit him for 1. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but like we are light on lands right now, so I'd prefer it not to happen. Okay, so we're either looking for lands or flip. We drew a land, right? So we're going to take neither of these. Again, awkward if they pillage us, but whatever, we'll live. If one of those is an island, I might have to think harder. We also have ways to find more lands if we really need them to. Right, no, I understand what you're trying to say. Sure, BB. Okay, this is kind of what I expected from their turn 4. That's kind of a disaster. That's fine. We didn't have a way to protect them anyways. So they get to hit us for 3, but they're only on 2 cards now. Okay, well, second Delver makes things much easier. We're going to use all of our mana this turn cycle. They don't have any protection spells, so I think we just wait until combat to bolt. They might have a Scoos or something that we actually want to kill. Again, just being like as disciplined as possible. Glorybringer. Very scary. Okay, so if we hit our 4th land, then we can bolt, snap, burst this Glorybringer. So I think what we do is we don't cast the bolt in our hand on the Bloodbraid Elf, which is something that I kind of wanted to do, like impulsively at first. So I think we just Thought Scour and then opt on their end step to try to find the 4th land. So I'm like 99%. They attack and exert on the kill the Delver. Yep. Okay, so he's dead. That's awkward, but if we get to kill this Glorybringer with our Snapcaster Mage and Lightning Bolt and stuff, then we're equal on cards, and then we can trade with the Bloodbraid Elf, which feels alright. We're at 5, which of course sucks. This thing doesn't even untap next turn. Let's Thought Scour. So we have 3 looks at a land here. And we got one. Okay, we're gonna tap out next turn, but I think Remand after that it's a nice follow-up. Because their spells cost a lot. So let's keep that. Okay, but we need the 4th land. We're going to pass, and we are going to do this. During declare attacks, I believe. Okay, so we're going to fetch Basic Island. We have 2 more in our deck, I believe. Yeah, we haven't built any. Okay, let them attack. This is important because we want to be able to trade without giving them a choice. Hopefully they just have like 2 duds in their hand. I don't think they do, but again, you know, it's just worth hoping for. Let's not play that. Okay. Sequencing doesn't really matter here, but we're essentially just going to target the Burst Lightning. And we are going to go straight to blocks. Again, give them as little, like, chance to react. And then we're going to kill this on their end step. But we get to threaten Reband, although we're probably not rebanding. disgusting. That's fine though. We do have 2 Grim Lava Monsters in our deck to clean this guy up too. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna respond to this trigger and kill the Glorybringer. It's just gonna be easier that way. I don't want to accidentally skip through. They also get to draw 2 cards here too, so. We're at 4, which is an awkward life total to be at when their deck is full of Glorybringers, Bloodbraid Elves, and Lightning Bolts. I mean, we only have 1 line of play here, so we're just going to take it, pass the turn. I don't think we're blocking. What is this? Magus? BBE? Sure. Let's just see what they cascade into. Oh, okay. That's fine. Okay, so they had us there. They run Arbor Elves and such, so I think Lava Boy's good enough. I also think Sinkhole is fine. Snapper's fine too. They have 3 1s, 4 3s. He's not exciting. I wouldn't mind siding him out here. It's possible he should just be in the sideboard. Just a thought to consider. I think Spell Pierce is great. I think our 1 mana removal is fine as well. Or Spell Pierce is less exciting. Because they run Clothes and Magus and not Blood Moon. And I think Drake is interesting. As long as you don't get shafted on lands, Drake is really good here. Flame Slash is really good. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no way. I'm reading like all my sideboard cards, and then you're reading them too, and we're on the same page. Flame Slash is perfect here. Again, this is one of those matchups where Remand is really appetizing on the play, but we just get so far behind on mana on the draw, like you saw there. Okay, so these are the cards we're considering. I feel like out of these, we don't need that much 1 mana removal, so we'll just replace or upgrade the Burst Lightnings to Flame Slashes. I think that one's a pretty easy swap. Lavamancer isn't lights out, but I can still see running 2. I think Snapper is just worse than Drake as a top end threat here. On the play, I like Remand, and then I think we said Spell Pierce has very few targets. So let's just take the Spell Pierces out. Keep him in. He can't be hit with Glorybringer, and he helps us race them, which is good. I like it. I would like to go first. Sweet. Leading Lava Man is really solid here, so I think we're going to do that. Okay, let's go to our first mate. But it's not a beam. Snapper is the best magic card in all of existence. Change my mind. Oh wait, you can. Okay, let's pass the turn. We're kind of like shoehorned into leading him because we want to threaten an Arbor Elf or something on turn 1, so they can't make 4 mana turn 2. I mean, if they don't fear it, they're lost, you know, not mine. Utopia Sprawl is worst case for us right now. What? What? Okay. Worth noting, Crackling Drake does not care about Graveyard Hate, yeah. We're just beating with this guy, I guess. We're also just playing our 1-1. We'll play Spire Buff, and we will fetch Island next turn. So let's go... Terramender, and we'll peek at like their end step. Ooh, Fugitive Wizard. Mess him up. So they didn't even see Terramender game 1, did they? Did we middle over Terramender? I'm actually very curious. Why did they bring in Gargoyle? They didn't see either of these cards. They just saw Snapcaster. I'm interested. I think they just brought it in for Snapcaster. I mean, they did almost lose the game to a Snapcaster. Like, in their defense. The plan is to get to 8 mana and adapt this to give it 4+1/+1 counters, in case anybody's curious what we're doing here. Yeah, it's a good card. It's card neutral. It screws over Snap once. It's good. I think it's fine. It's just interesting because it, like, hit these other guys. I guess, yeah. Okay, so they've got 4 mana next turn. But let's see what they're working with. If there's no other lands, then we're interested. Bloodbraid Elf, Cindervines, Hot Garbage. Interesting. Cindervines. I guess this is just for the non-creature spell hate half. Yeah, no, it's a good card. It's a good card, but I don't think it's good against us. BBE is concerning, but we get to play a 1/4 next turn. I actually almost want to keep the Delta, be like a little greedy to be cute with Snapper. I think we do that because we don't see a Magus or anything, and we have 1 island to play around it anyways. Sure. Serum Visions. They make us exile our peak. Yes, that resolves. Da da da. Okay. Remand. Yeah, I think we're 100% just playing Snapper here, keeping up Delta, because they don't have the moon effect. And if they did, they might shaft themselves off of double green, which would be funny. Or wait, sorry. They have basic boards in their hand. I'm going to think before I talk, don't worry guys. I could, but I'm not remending their Bloodbraid Elf. Like, what are they cascading into that I'm so scared of? Like, Clothies? I'm not scared of Clothies. Like, are they cascading into Magus? I'm not scared of Magus. Like, if they top deck... disaster! Well, so you know what I was saying about if they top deck? That was kind of what I was getting at. But we're running Spire Bluff Canal. And did you know that Mystic Sanctuary is an island? But guess what isn't an island? Fairy Conclave. Also, this thing is going to give us the clock that we need to actually kill our opponent, which is pretty gas. Yes. Mess him up, snappy boy. Look at that menacing clock. This probably should have been the Steam Vents. I mean, 6 damage isn't bad. Unfortunately, this guy's not adapting this game, which is awkward. That's just kind of how this card works, though. It would have been really good in the Grixis match. Okay, so the issue is you kind of wasted our fetch land. Because we're going to maybe remand something? Probably remand something. Oh, we're not remanding anything. Don't remember to not fetch on end of turn. Is this some sort of like April Fool's double negative that you're throwing at me, man? Yeah, I'm not fetching end of turn. No attacks. Interesting. This is the power of Calcite Snapper. Because now we can... Okay, so they get one activation of Relic, but they could also crack it. Okay, so we've seen... Wait, why is Choker revealed? Oh, because it was cascaded into. Right. Choke, Forest. We have not seen them play Stomping Ground. So they got Stomping Ground, Cinder Vines, one unknown. Right, the issue is they can crack Relic. So I need to be able to sequence that in a way where they cannot respond. I don't think I can do that. No, because they just activate Relic in response to the Serum, and then I exile the fetch away. So that doesn't work. There's a chance for them to fuck up. I don't think we'll take that chance, though. Do we offer the trade? Maybe we do take the chance. The issue is that costs us a land, because we can only use these guys once. And that means I can't hold up Remand for a Glorybringer, which seems like a disaster card that we can't let resolve. So I think what we do is we instead... combat. We're swinging with everything. If they chump to kill or block our Grim, then we hit them for 5, put them to 4, and then they're dead to bolt off of this Terramander, which is good. We're going to play the Spire Bluff. These things play around Choke magnificently. And they take it. See, like, they can't do that, because then they're just dead to too much. Which feels really good. We're just going to play Spire Bluff tapped here. We're not going to switch. Otherwise, he dies. Wait, didn't MTGO used to have damage numbers on creatures? Did they remove that? So, like, yeah, if they play Cinder Vines next turn, we don't care. They're at 6, this is good for us. There. Okay. It should remove at the cleanup, though, right? Whatever. So they played Stomping Ground. BB, sure. Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher complicates things. I don't think we let him resolve. Assuming they cast him, obviously, which they will. Let's see why they wouldn't. Oh, they can cascade into Stomp? That's actually ridiculous. Unbelievable. That's actually really disgusting. I thought they'd have to cascade into the creature. That's really good. That's such a combo. Let's remand that. Make them tap out. They don't get Cinder Vines. Maybe that's not right. We've already committed. Let's remend the stomp. If we draw a bolt, then we're in business. Also, this if they play the stomp, then they're not playing a then they're not cracking their relic, which is good. No to the switch. They get a 3-2. Sure. If they drew a land, then they can still crack their relic, which is annoying. But they stomp again. Kill Lava Boy. But that means we still have an evasive creature? Sure. Sure. So Bolt almost kills them here? Okay, hear me out. I think we actually... Do we play a fetch land and then Serum Visions? Okay, let's just Serum Visions for like Serum Visions and then crack the fetch. Like worst comes to worst. Let's just see what's happening. Draw Snapcaster, Flame Slash on top. Interesting. Put top, bottom. Yeah, it's wonk. Okay, well, let's poke them for 1. We're definitely doing that. Then I think we just play a fetch past the turn. I'll go. This dissuades them from attacking us with either of them. Or they either attack with both or neither. So we can expend a fetch to get an island. Oh, we're out of fetchables if we do that. That's an interesting note. We only have 1 fetchable left in our deck. Interesting. Okay, so they crack this, which means that we can actually slash, snap, slash next turn, which is lethal. I like it. Or almost lethal. Utopia Sprawl. They have Bone Crusher in exile, Cindervines, and an unknown in hand. Or 2 unknowns in hand. What? A bolt? Disgusting. Yes, Shroud. If they attack with everything, we actually win. It's fine. We actually might still win this one. Don't worry. I have so much experience piloting this deck that we can't possibly lose. See, they attack with 1, we block with a 1/4 with Shroud. We don't actually get screwed over by a stomp if they have one. We get screwed over by like a anger. They don't have mana for that. I don't know what it would be. Like Trickery? They have a second land because they haven't played a land this turn? Yeah, exactly. We actually don't just win next turn. Because we only hit them for 4. Shock it! Ah. If they shock the play Cinder Vines? Oh, look, we see the damage numbers now. What? Moto, fix your shit. Okay, they don't have Relic in play anymore. They just have Cinder Vines in play, Bone Crusher. Yeah, if we drew a bolt, that would be lethal. That's fair. Yes. Okay, he's a 4-1. We have to fetch here. No. Slash. Snap. Slash, we put them to 1 and we still have 2 lands. I think this is a fine position. Obviously, it's not the best position. I mean, there's no complaints from this side of the table. Like Bone Crusher, BBE to Snapper. Snappy. Snap Squad. I'm telling you, man, this card is actually not bad. Shroud is really good. Slap, slash, snap. Calcite Snapper. Snappity, snap, snap, snap. Okay. They have Clothies, whatever. This can let them stabilize, which is awkward. They have a lot of symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jeez. He's a creature. Disaster. Draw a bolt off the top. Our opponent needs this. How many bolts have we gone through this game? 0. Bolt off the top. Oh, that's close. I mean, not quite a bolt. We keep the Strand. No vegetables left in deck. For the record, we cannot even cast the Sinkle. Choke is such a disgusting magic card. Okay, we do not. They have nothing. Clothies is a creature. If he was not a creature, this would be... And we could cast this, then it would be a win. But we don't have a fetchable to fetch. We just pass. I don't think there's anything for us to do here. They go to 3 here, but they're still dead to bolt next turn. I would have preferred to draw a cantrip instead of this, but that's fine. If they had a Bana, then that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Have a great one, man. Yeah, enjoy yourself. We're going to try to not eat shit this league. Oh. I wonder if they attack. What? What do they have? That's a free block, right? And then we chump. Take 4, go to 4. Untap. Draw something. I don't know. We'll see. See what they have. I'd assume they have a creature. Interesting. That makes sense. We didn't have a way of playing around it though. Oh, this is still a creature. Disgusting. Not that it matters, we're dead in 2 turns to it anyways. Well, not anymore. You can't top a bolt anymore. Because they exile another thing, and then they go to 5. We go to 2, and then we're just dead, right? Like, we just don't have mana to do anything either. Yeah, it's fine. I was unfortunate. I feel like we could have / should have won that match. I wasn't disappointed with my play at any point there. I think it was fine. We're just going to get on to the next one. Actually, do you want me to go over the card choices, or do you want to just, like, jump right in? It's like, I feel like most of them are pretty orthodox. It's just like the Conclave, the Terramander, the Lavamancers, and the Snapper are a little weird. But even then, it's like, they're fairly normal. Okay. I still don't know what's going on with this taskbar. Okay, let's just try a third one. Is there actually a Stormcrow secret lair? Is this a thing? I kind of want this to be a thing. One land on the draw. Pyromancer double bolt. This one's probably a keep. If I didn't have double serum visions, I'd be less interested. Is this the mirror? Tab Siemens is weird. It's not the mirror. It doesn't make sense for Storm to lead on tapped land though. It's weird. Oh, disaster. Cool land. I think it has to be Blue Moon. That's like the only logical. Okay, so I think what we do here is we Serum Visions. We're going to try to find our land, and we're just going to play this Lavamancer. Perfect. If this is Blue Moon, which I think it is, Calcite Snapper, prime real estate. So let's go top, and then we're going to put this fetch in the very top of our deck. So if it isn't Blue Moon, we could always shuffle him away, which is kind of stonks. Then we'll just play Lava Man. Hopefully he eats a bolt, and then we'll pass the turn. If he does eat a bolt, we can always go Pyromancer, hold up spells, which is awesome. Stellar. I love how this deck plays. It's just so beautiful. Remand. Sure. I'm fine with them remanding our 1-drop too. No, I mean, yes, Storm plays Remand, but it is definitely Blue Moon. Also, like, look at this icon. This man is a Blue Moon player. Okay, so we draw land here, and we have Calcite Snapper on top of our deck. They're Blue Moon. I don't think we run Pyromancer into remands. We have so many spells that we need to cast. I think what we do is we just pass here. feels bad. Flash snap end of turn targeting what? 8 out of counterspell? But I can't target Serum Visions. It's a sorcery. I don't think that's worth it. I think I keep snap. They'll just let it resolve. I think I just played Lava Man here. Pass the turn. It's fine. The awkward thing is I don't even want to scour myself. Should they fetch? I wonder what they're doing. What is that? Are they gonna Archmage's Charm me? I have to Burst Lightning my guy if they do that. Ooh, is this like a Kiki Flash deck? Okay, this resolves, but we're going to kill it now. Ooh, do we kill it upkeep? They bolt our guy? Well, we're going to Burst Lightning your guy. Get pranked. If they force us, I don't care. Sure. This is a trade I'm willing to make, because then we just get to play Pyromancer and fuck their shit. Yeah, I really like Calcite Snapper in a matchup like this. Yeah, this is Kiki Flash. Did they miss 4th land? No, okay. This is kind of scary. I almost don't want to tap out for a Snapper, because they could end of turn spell and then spell. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle him away, and then I'm going to Thought Scour myself. Just try to hit my land drops, and then we're going to try to ride this Pyromancer to victory instead. Yeah, like I just want to hold up my spells, that's all. Whoops, that should have been end step. That's a punt. But it was only like a 1-mana punt, and it doesn't affect anything. Yeah, Snapper is great if we had lands already. He's also really good if, Okay, let's just jam this. I can wait, but I'm not going to. Because we need to kill them. Our opponent's at 17. That we need to threaten them at least a little bit. And if they're just remanding our guy, I don't really care either. I'm fine with opting here to find their land as well. Perfect. Let me just pass. Now we can Pyromancer hold a double bolt next turn. And like if you bait out a remand there, then that's a mana that they're not spending casting a Pestermite, which is a win. So we've shown them Burst Lightning, Lavamancer, and then Thought Scour, so they probably suspect we're on something like Delver. They might not know like what our list is or what threats we're playing, but yeah, like I'd be fine drawing Snapper at 4 or 5 lands, you know? Just not at 3. Against Blue Moon, like maybe. But against like Remand, Tribal, Kiki Flash, who was on the play, hard pass. Ooh, they're playing Jessica. Interesting. They might be on path, so I guess that like we play around removal as well. Yeah. That's maybe. That would make sense, I suppose. It doesn't make sense they didn't fetch white earlier, that's all. Like maybe they really wanted to conceal it or something? Let's get 3rd red. I don't think they're on Blood Moon. It's possible they are. And if they are, like, whatever. You got me, opponent. Let's play Pyromancer. They're not going to remand this one. We just get to pass the turn. No, if they're on Blood Moon, then whatever. Counter draw? Sure. Yeah, we have 2 islands. I mean, we didn't have 2 islands last turn, but when I fetch, but that's fine. Yeah, I think we just let this resolve, and then we just play second Pyromancer, and then just pass the turn. We have Bolt up. Like, kind of stonks, honestly. They're probably not running Path, but they might be. Like, running 2 Path, 3 Resto or something. Like, I could get behind something like that. It's weird, but, I mean, that makes a bit of sense. I don't think we bolt them at a turn. We just untap here. Brineborn. Sure. They're gonna let me draw? What? Bolt your guy. If they counter the bolt, which they probably will, then we just get the bolted again. We just get all the triggers. We haven't drawn a single counter spell though, which is awkward. Interesting. So this resolves. Okay. They're representing Resto mana. It's just like we're in a tough spot because we want to attack to lower their life total, but at the same time, we don't want to attack into a Resto. And we also don't want to go super wide and open ourselves up to anger. But I think we're going to not attack. Play Grim Lavamancer. Pass the turn. And then we might like snap off at their end step. And then we'll start attacking them, and then we have Bolt plus Grim activation. They have Resto here. Pastor, what are they playing? What? Sure. They're going to tap my red source. Well, I guess I have to Bolt now. They have protection, I'm assuming? Because they can't. Yeah, sure, whatever. Interesting. I guess they were going to try to trade Prestermite for Pyromancer. And then with... How much mana does that take? 3, 8, -1. So they can combo with 7, because they could play a Pestermite, Pestermite or Exarch, untap a land, and then play Kiki. Okay. I guess they're just going to replay it then. And they want it to not die. It cannot block any of our creatures though. 7 mana combo. Yeah, no, that's what I said. Yeah, 7. 7 mana to hard combo. And they have reached that number. I would have just been surprised if they had it. We're also representing Remand, so they might not go for it. Again, this still looks like Resto. They shocked a white source into play when they already had 4 mana for Cryptic. They have 1 card in hand plus Brazen. Maybe they're trying to do like Remand plus Brazen Borrower. That's a possibility. Yeah, it makes sense to have like a fetchable blue source. At this point, I'd probably just commit to playing around Resto. It seems weird that they have Pestermite. I assume they would have just replaced their entire like Kiki package. So I think we probably. But if I run into an Exarch with this Pyromancer, it's just pure disaster. Let's hit him for 2 here. We are 1-1. We've lost against the green-red mid-range deck, and then we've beat Grixis Death Shadow. Yeah, I think we're 100% against a Jeskai Kiki deck. I'm just trying to figure out what their creature package looks like. Okay, I think we just pass here. We could replay Lava Man, but that means we can't hold up, like, opt and then, I don't know. I don't know what this allows us from playing. Or actually, I do know. So they play Pastormite here. Okay, well let's snap kill this guy, and then we can opt and then still have something up. We probably target Burst Lightning, save the bolts. Yes. Burst Lightning, flashback, kill, Pastormite. And now we still have opt up. Interesting. Dude, I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. Okay, so they cast their 3-1 that cannot block any of our creatures. This is why this card is bad in a reactive deck. It only works if you're aggressive. Which I guess there's trying to be some sort of tempo deck with Brineborn Cutthroat. I don't know. Seems bad. Okay, so we know if they have a Resto, they top decked it this turn. And I mean, they're probably just passing the turn with all their mana untapped anyways. Okay, end of turn, we're just casting this opt. They have nothing. Interesting. I would not have played that land if I were them. Okay. No thank you. Mana leak. 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, they can. Wait, they can't hard combo through mana leak, so that's good, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, that's actually pretty solid. No cards in hand, so we just hit him. They're not leading heavily enough on white to be playing Supreme Verdict. So I think we just play and adapt this guy, because they have no bolt or anything. Look at this. 2 mana, 5/5 flyer. Bam. Sure. They go to 3. Interesting. Sanctuary, put back Cryptic. Sure. Lavamancer's here because it plays around Cryptic Lock, and we don't lose to Anger anyways. And I'm just under the assumption they're not playing Verdict. If they are, good for them. Okay, they hit us for 3, and then it dies to Terramander, so they're not going to do that. Sweet. Draw for turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4. They're dead. Okay, that works. Let's kill their borrower. They can't pay for all of those because they don't have enough. They're 1 short. Sucks for them. They're probably wondering what we're doing, but we just need to make sure they are as dead as possible. They can't have anything. It's just the Cryptic. I think they're just debating whether or not to tap our team now. Sure. Let's spell pierce that. Have them pay. Wonder if they pay. Probably do. I don't like tap return. That seems suspect. I don't know why they'd want to reuse the bounce on it. No, I know they're empty-handed. They're just dead. They're just taking forever. They're salty. Eat them. Nah, there's literally nothing to worry about. Got him. Okay, so we are against a reactive deck. They have a lot of X1s, actually, which is funny because that makes Staticaster really appealing here. Like, normally I'd really like a Drake in a matchup like this, but I just don't want to tap that low. Abrade is fine, but not exciting. Dispel is fine. Stroke, negate. These guys are all good. Oh my god, please move. Sinkle's bad. Let's take that one out. No, Drake is too slow. Terraminder's fine though. He's low mana investment. The funny thing about Sinkhole is Sinkhole is good. Sinkhole and Flame Slash are good if they're running Resto, but we don't know if they're running Resto. And I'd rather run the cards that I know are good instead of the cards that I think would be good. You know? Like, if they show us Resto in game 2, we have an entire other game. I don't want to overboard. Remand's kind of medium, because they're casting spells on our turn. By that same token, Negate's not super stellar. Like, Remand's okay. Remand's okay. Sinkhole for Planeswalkers is interesting, though. I'm not sure how many they're running. I don't think we want these two. They might even be cutting some of the Kiki package. You surprised if they run any? They do want to run mostly at instant speed. I think this is fine. Just try it like that. No, I do not care. Terramander, double mana leak. It's fine. Again, nothing stellar, but all of our hands have been very reasonable, and I really do appreciate that. Like, this deck is not built around synergy, and that's why it's so beautiful. Or it has, like, synergy with instants and sorceries, but I don't think that counts. Okay, let's get them to burn a bolt on this Terramander. And again, I do not think they're a Blood Moon deck, so we're just gonna jam his Steam Vents. Yeah, I mean, it's possible we threaten an early adopt. Yeah, the thing with Terramander is, if it's your first threat, A, it does very little, and B, what's the other downside of the card? Yeah, I mean, like, you have to invest the mana, like, front-loaded, so they can still bolt it in response. So it's kind of just bad. I don't understand why they fetched a Plains there. Maybe they do have to win. If they go Plains, fetch Island, then I'm very suspicious. And this is probably an island anyway, so I don't really care. Is this Path? Burning Bolt is best case. Path. That's actually really good for us. Okay, here's the thing. I think they're running Little Teferi. This is the hot take of the day. I think they're running Little Teferi. So we don't tap out, we hold up Mana Leak for their thing, and then we get super ahead on lands. That's the plan. Also, they're definitely not a Blood Moon deck. I thought they would be running 2-path, and I guess they are. Let's just swing it back to them. We get to Thought Scour at their instead. Stalk our graveyard. We're looking good. Yeah, definitely not a Blood Moon deck. Yeah, So I'm expecting Teferi here, but it's possible we just don't see it. Guess what? We're a genius. I know. Nobody's surprised. That's fine. That's fine. No, I've just been playing this format for too long. Get that garbage out of here. I want to play my spells at instant speed. We'll just pass. We don't have to beat in their upkeep. We don't get a whole lot out of that. Yeah, honestly. Again, we just need to, like, know when to save our creatures and when to not save our creatures. If it was a 5/5, yeah, sure, I'd save it. It was not a 5/5. We might just snap scour here. Snap mana leak. I mean, just end stuff. Yeah, we're just scouring ourselves. Scour, snap, scour. Probably. But what's the O? Yeah, they're not playing anything. I mean, it's just what they do. Get a bit of pressure in play, get some cards. We'll be ahead on cards, ahead on mana, and we were also on the draw. Being ahead on cards and mana when you're on the draw is stonks. Like, this is masterpiece material. And we're ahead on board, too. I mean, obviously, we're lower on life, but that doesn't actually mean anything. Ah, disaster. Snapcaster Mage. Trigger. Resolve. Please just let me play my spell. I'll do anything. We hit a lot of lands, which is awkward. We hit a Grim Lava Mancer, which is good though. They don't have double white. Like, there's no way they're playing Packing Verdict. They're going to have 5 mana next turn, so Leak is still good. So we probably just go to combat, swing 2. Play Lava Boy. Pass. Yeah, I think it's just Teferi and Path. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. They don't have a Cutthroat because they would have played it before the remand. So I think they have second remand. I think we actually just pass here and peek. Or we just blow the second remand. Fuck it. And I don't think there's much of an issue in this. Yeah, no, like they're running Remand and Cutthroat as their 2 drops. Sure, I don't care. We have Staticaster to kill their X1s. Oh wow, they have 2 islands. That's why you don't run Basic Plains and Sulfur Falls in your 3-color Mystic Sanctuary deck. In case anybody was curious, it's a deck building tip of the day. Let's take a peek. I don't know what they're doing over there. Maybe they just concede here. Disaster. We're not gonna fetch. We want to keep vegetables in our deck. Snapcaster. Snap. Bolt. Kill our snap. We're not gonna let that happen. We're actually going to remand this here. Or Mana Leak the Snapcaster. We still have Burst Lightning to insulate against combo, and Staticaster to a lesser extent. Assuming they're only running Pestered Might. We have third card too, Kiki Jiki Snapcaster. Okay. Serum Visions. That's a really good draw. That's also a really good draw. Wow, who built this deck? It just works so well. Okay, let's get all the tokens. What's going on?
I need your opinion.
What about my opinion?
Does chicken go better with sourdough or white bread?
I was probably gonna put it on sourdough and then put mustard on it.
See, I don't agree, so now I know my answer. Thank you.
Okay, that works.
It works.
Sure, whatever. We have 5 mana, so I think we put Serum on the very top of our deck. And then we get to play this Delver and then flip him next turn. We still have Burst Lightning up. I mean, we're not going to play it, but we have it up. And if they kill a Pyromancer, we'll Burst Lightning them in response or something. Actually, we won't, but we'll keep it for the Kiki. They don't even have triple red. Snap, sure, this resolves. This is fine. Three, 4, 5. I wonder what the card they drew was, though. This is, like, the most interesting part. I think we probably do Burst Lightning here. I'm going to hedge that they're not running Exarch, and they're going to need to draw Red Source, Exarch, and, like, catch us off guard for this to work out. So Delver flips, and we get to hit them for 5, 7 this turn. So they're on a 2-turn clock, which feels good. And then we get to draw Snapcaster this turn off of our Serum Visions. So flip, draw. We're actually going to play this now. Normally you don't play spells in phase 1, but we have a reason to, because having Snapcaster for Snap Leak is just good. Hit him 7. They have Kiki Jiki, 1 unknown, and then they're going to start the turn with 2 unknowns. But Mana Leak takes care of one of them. Staticaster kills their X1s. Yeah, we're just going to Snap Leak this, and then we'll see if they have anything. Because they have 2 cards, so they can't possibly have Land Anger. Like, they could Pyroclasm, I guess, but I doubt they're running it, so we're not going to play around it. Teferi denies lethal, so it's worth countering. Alternatively, we could just Snap Bolt them and then play through it. Sure. This is a lot of really weird results, I guess. Okay, let's try this again. Lots of really quick matches, just like snip, snip, snap. This is kind of awkward. I think I'm going to finish the 4th match, and then I'm going to stop, because I have to check to see if I have a quiz today. These online lectures and classes are just terribly inconsistent. I like to play first. Sure. Disaster. Mulligan. Okay, this is our first mulligan, though. Oh, that's pretty good. I think we keep and then bottom Terramender, because it's bad. Done. It's not atrocious, but it just doesn't do a whole lot either. Yeah. We bottom Terramender because it doesn't do anything. If it did something, we wouldn't bottom it. Yeah, no, we're supposed to prey on Twin. And they're playing bad Twin, so it makes sense that we beat them. I'm playing blue-green Uro, Yurgo. We probably opt here. We're just going to look for an actual threat. We shuffle, so this Terramender will be back in the mix, and then by the time we find it again, we might actually have, it's a 20-turn clock, but if we find it later, then it's a 4-turn clock, which is stonks. So it's something that we just want later Interesting. They're actually playing blue-green era. Okay. Or maybe they're just playing an Urza deck. We do not know. Terramander's closer to like a 7 or 8 turn clock. A lot like Delver is. Or 7 to 9 turn or whatever. What is that? Storm count 3. Or we're shooting the storm camp up to 4. Yes. Let's find a young pyromancer. I'm fine with jamming it. Bottom. Snapper. Sure. Unfortunate. There we go. We're just gonna hold up Mana Leak, and the next turn we'll snap opt at their end step, assuming they play nothing. Which they might. This deck is boring. Boring to play against. What? What? We'll leak that. We're not using our mana for anything else, and they're gonna take the leak anyways, and we get to conceal the snapper, so they like might miss sequence. Then we get to play him, we still have a fetch in hand. We're in a good spot. And they're probably playing some sort of control deck too. We just have to be scared of Ice Fang. But by the time we're attacking with this guy, we'll have snap leak. By the time we attack with him, I mean like not this turn, but next turn. Lava Mancer's a good draw. I don't think we wait a turn though. I think we just play this guy. Shroud is just absurd matchups like this. It's so good. If anybody tells me Calcite Snapper is a bad card, they have not watched this league. Same with Terramander. Terramander's great. It's just not something you want in your opening hand, that's all. It was interesting, somebody in the Discord posted a deck list with Metallic Rebuke. That's fair. They're one off from casting that though, right? And they don't have a way to get the blue. Right? Because Metallic Rebuke is the blue generic improvised card, right? So like yeah, so they still need a blue mana to cast it. So yeah, we don't have to be super concerned about it. We'll be mildly concerned for sure. The best part about having Shroud is that they can't just play a Teferi and screw our shit over. I don't know what they're playing though. Yeah. Okay, so they're playing Urza Thopter combo. That's kind of scary. We do have a clock. We'll hold up Snap Leak for their Urza. And then we've got a respectable clock. It's not stellar, it's respectable though. Okay, so that was to dig for their Urza. They don't have it in hand. Otherwise they would have kept it in play, maybe. Until they had like a fetch or something to actually help dig further. So they put Thoughtseize on top, fine. And then they pass. Does this deck run Cryptic Command? Oh, they probably run Whir, right? Yeah, let's do nothing then. Draw. We're gonna wait until after blocks, and then we're gonna fetch for Steam Vents. That's what I thought. And then we are going to use this ability. Look, it's a Geist of Saint Draft in blue. But it also blocks. Unbelievable. Who designed this magic card? It's too powerful. Okay, there we go. I'm like 99% they cast War here. Right? Let's say they have nothing. I guess it's possible they have nothing. Cast your Whir. Cryptic. That. Okay, they misclicked. There's no reason they'd tap all creatures we control, right? Okay, well, they bounce this. What are they playing towards? I don't think getting snap and play is that worthwhile. Yeah, I mean, they're just making me think because I have no idea what they're doing. I think we just let this happen. We'll just bolt them. I don't know. No, we definitely tap for red. I was just like, do we snap leak this cryptic command? And it's like, no, that's just not worth it. There's no reason to. Oh, hopefully they don't assemble the Thopter Sword next turn. But they're dead on board if we hit a land, and they're probably dead on board if we don't hit a land. It's just not looking great for them. It's good for us. They could play Urza's Sword. Okay, I don't know why they didn't draw a card, though, that's all. Yeah, I mean, if they play Urza's Sword, like, we're not in a stellar spot, for sure. Like, by no stretch of the imagination. But they're also almost dead, too, so there's that. If they play Urza, we're probably in a marginally better spot. I don't know, that one's hard. That one's hard to think about. We do have Grim Lavamancer, sure, but if they're making 4 tokens and gaining 4 life a turn, we just lose. And they're probably going to hit a 5th land soon too anyways. We have 6 points of burn and a 1/4 with Shroud. So it can't be that bad, right? They are dead. Yeah. Like we just snap bolted their end step and hope that's good enough, essentially, is what's happening here. Yeah, well, I guess we fire him now. This is fine, though, because they just go to 2, which makes him a lethal attacker, too, and we drew a land. Or, we didn't draw a land. They bounced it for us. They're doing community service for our landfall creature, actually. Stonks. Snap, bolt, target them. If they even have sword now, it's not even that good. They only get the 1 activation. Drown in the lock. They can take a Grim Lavamancer. I'm just gonna bolt them. Put them to 2, kill them with the snapper. GG, well played, opponent. Oh, for the beautiful magic card. Yes, I'd like to play this untapped. Oh. Yes. Kill you dead, opponent. Your move. Guess what? Guess what, opponent? Do we bolt the token just to rub it in? I think we do. No, bolting the token is actually the right play. Because if they force negation or bolt, I don't know, it doesn't matter either way. But I mean, bolting their faces, it doesn't matter. It just does not matter. Uh, hmm. Da, da, da. I don't know. I don't think it matters either way. Well, I bolt the token, yeah, and then Snapper kills them. The point was to get Snapper to kill them, that's all. Stroke is good against Urza and Cryptic Command. Dispel is good against Drown and Cryptic. A Braid comes in. Slash kills Urza. Drake isn't exciting. Static Caster is sort of exciting. I don't really want the small creature killing stuff. Sinkhole's fine. God bless our Lord and Savior Calcite Snapper. I'm telling you, unironically, a decent Magic card. Terra out. Terra might come out just because we're short on slots. I think Lava Boy comes out. Like, he can kill tokens, but, like, I don't think they're on Ice Fang. This card is literally built to kill Ice Fang Coatl. 3 more cards. If they weren't playing a controlling variant, I'd say Calcite Snapper's a lot worse, but I think as it stands, he's pretty alright. He might just be better on the play as well, though. Because on the play, we get to play him turn 3, and then hold up counter magic for Urza on turn 4. So he's probably a little bit better there. I don't know. I really like Terramender in matchups like this, to be completely honest. Because it's just so mana efficient. It's slow, but it's very mana efficient. Where are our other 40 seconds? 40 seconds. What do we do? We have so many decent choices here. Okay, Reman's a little suspect against like their mono 2-drop army. It kills Urza. It's good. It's good. It also kills Planeswalkers. Let's just shave. Let's shave Snapper. It's probably not worth it. I think he's just the worst card, not by a large margin though. Yeah, especially if our hand looks like this. We're keeping this, in case anybody's curious. This is a snap keep that can bite our ass really quickly. Okay, I think we're going to play it safe. We're going to Serum Visions now, and try to find a land and a spell, and then play 2 Delvers next turn. Go. I swear to God, if they play a Chalice's Void, like, they deserve to win, okay? They deserve to win. But they don't play a Chalice in their Astrolabe Thoughtseize deck, right? No, why would they? No, like, you have to think about everything contextually. Their light on lands, our Delver hand is going to punish them so hard. Alright, opponent. Prepare yourself. Hell is on its way. Enjoy your stay, your go. Hope your one fatal push does you justice. I know you have one, and exactly one. Just play it. Play it. You know it's futile. Just play it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I think they're just blue-black. I don't think they're splashing other colors. Yeah, rest in peace, man. Honestly, he did his part, you know? He played alright. Like, this is the 2-1 bracket after all. But, you know, this is not a 4-1 deck that he is playing. He's playing, like, a 3-2 deck, you know? This is a 4-1 deck. Dispel? Oh, you already know I'm flipping that. Yeah, did you know I had a counter spell for stuff? I bet you did. And if you didn't, you do now. He doesn't even have access to green. He doesn't have Astrolabe. I think we just play Delver. Hold up the Dispel they know about. Pass. Yeah, the promo version of Push is alright. What is this? War? Guess what? You already knew I had this. We don't save it for anything else because... Oh, that was for 0. I'm actually so bad. No. Disaster. He got us there. That's actually on him. That's because... What does he fetch on 0? Okay, they play Urza, that's fine. Okay, they get a Construct. Sorry about that. Disaster. Okay, we couldn't have played around that anyways. I think they were trying to get a Mishra's Bauble so that they can generate 2 mana to play something. But I'm not sure. I think it's worth our Dispel because we have a second one. Like, even in hindsight, I think it was worth it. What was that? What's on top of our deck? Lightning Bolt, sure. I know. It's a package. Oh, okay. That is spooky. Oh. We're just gonna pass here. Mana Lake's pretty good. And we could just attack bolt them with the spell back up. They don't play anything, that's fine too. Interesting they hold this Construct back. They're gonna try to generate mana, so that means they have 6 mana. So they've got Drown plus Cryptic up. Okay, so let's bolt them now. Pithing Needle. Interesting. Well, this resolves. This is net 0 mana, so this doesn't cost them anything to play. They're gonna name Scalding Tarn, and we're not running any of this. Grim Lavamancer. Okay, that's a better name. That's a better name. We took those out, I think. Yeah. Lamau? It's a better name for sure. Bolchia. If we draw a land, we pretty much just win here. Easy. Easy. Because now we hit him for lethal with double counterspell and dispel back up. What do they have? Yeah, no, that's a good name. I mean, they kept it in for a reason, right? I guess they were just scared of it. I see your mana leak, and I raise you an actual one. What? What? Oh, they have 3. Lamau? Jeez, yeah, they have hella mana. Yeah, that's fine. That's on me. That one's definitely on me. No, they just have mana to pay for the mana leak. Because this cost them 2 mana, and they had 6, because I wasn't paying attention. Will they take 3, go to 3? No. Minor Disaster. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. Getting too cocky. I thought we were fine through everything. I even counted their mana too. I'm just not paying as much attention as I should be. We should have jammed Pyromancer or Terramanda there instead. We have 5 spells in our graveyard. So that means that this costs 3 to adapt. Interesting. If we draw a Thought Scour, he could probably... That stack was beautiful. Ooh. Yeah, now we're getting punished. Because they could start wheeling. That did in 2 turns to this Terramender. That's interesting. It's a 2-turn clock. Yeah, get pranked about it. Okay, well we just play both of these if we hit a dud. Adapt is 2, I believe. Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's 8. I don't know why they're keeping it back now. That seems like an interesting choice. Are they scared of Swift Spear? Because generating mana doesn't do anything, right? Your move, opponent. Checkmate. This is not what I had in mind when I put 2 Terramenders in my deck. Sure. They're in mega desperation mode. I would have spun here, actually. I don't know why they played another Ursa. Do they not know these have flying? That's kind of awkward. I guess they get 1 spin still? No, what I'm saying is this is lethal. This is a lethal board state. Like, there was no joke about this. This is actually a game. Yeah, no, I know. Okay. Just making sure we're on the same page. I would like to kill you dead. Okay, they spin once. Sure. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to, like, piece everything together at, like, the time that it was sent, you know? Because some things don't make sense out of context, right? Okay, they add their mana, they spin, they hit nothing. We have an Abrade backup. We have Pyromancer. If they manage to block one, then we can just attack. Or adapt the other. Yeah. It's a good game. It's a good game. All of these have finished in 2 games. What is with this? This disaster. Oh, do you think we can finish the next one in 30 minutes? Let's try it. Let's see if we can just finish all 5. I think we're good. We're just going to get into like a giant blue mirror where I'm like hopelessly outmatched. Yeah, no, Modern's in like a weird spot right now. Oh, I won the die roll though. That's a really good way to end this. If we can probably keep this hand's dirtily. I feel like on the play, I'm gonna try for something just a tad more aggressive. Perfect. Like the hand's okay. It's certainly not like a disaster, but if we have no interaction, I'd take the first mole because the game does not punish you very hard for mulliganing once. It punishes you hard for mulliganing after that, but you just don't get there. You don't have to worry about it. We probably just bottom a land here. Our deck is just like mono 1-drops, and we'll just draw the 3rd one eventually. We'll just lead Island here, I think. We could lead Flooded Strand and pretend we're Jeskai Delver too. But I don't think that gives us too many percentage points. I'd rather like know how to conserve our life. Like you see plenty of Dark Slick Shores. Are we playing against Ad Nauseam? No. Okay. Thanks for answering my question about that. Is this Grixis Delver? Grixis Urza. I do not know of too many decks that play Dark Slick Shores anymore. Oh, let's play the Flooded Strand. We'll just pass. Hold up Remand. Yeah, we kind of are playing One Drop Triple though. Changed my mind. Lava Boy has been great. Terramander's been solid. I mean, Terramander was awkward, just like a little bit. Awkward in the openers. Mill. That makes sense. That's the Dark Slick Swords deck that I was forgetting about. I think we probably remand this. Yeah, no, like, all of these cards are legitimately good, but they've just been underplayed recently. So this is more of like an informational, hey, these cards aren't completely ass type of thing. They were built and we fetched because we could. I do not endorse that decision. Do we even want to trap ourselves though? Is that like a worthwhile endeavor? Your go, Ivana. Rerunnings's fine. The only concern is that there's other things that are more problematic, like Ensnaring Bridge. Krabby Patties. You got it, opponent. They land. Sure. And then what they're going to do is they're going to fetch, and then we get to kill in response to the fetch. Because they're probably going to try to recast Glimpse. Look at this. Now this is pod racing. That's sequencing. It's Crabvine. This is Mill. Wait, who did they target with the? Wait. Let me check this actually. This is important. This is actually really important. Who did they target with their? I just assumed it was Mill. I think it is. Targeting me. Yeah, it's not Crabvine. They targeted me with their Glimpse. Yeah, the results. It also means we're thought scouring them. Oh my god, we get to turbo adapt to Terramander if we top deck one? Yeah, this is just blue back mill. No, but we have a lot of options. Let's just pull out our graveyard. Shrink it down. There's no good place to put that. We'll just put it there. Okay. We're probably snap remanding. Alternatively, we could snap visions, but we can't hold up Mana Leak if we do that, so. We need to get more threats into play, so that's why we want to cast the snap instead of casting leak. But I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. Regardless, we are trying to optimize everything. What is this? 3 mana bridge. Snap Remand. Actually, I do kind of like. I mean, we could. What is. Okay, so this is 5 times 4, right? This is 20 cards? It's a lot. But it's also only 4 cards if we attack it down, but it's 4 cards, and then it gains them a turn. Well, it's 20 cards if we just let it live. I think we snap remand those. It's not super exciting, but I don't really care. If I make them pay 3 mana again, and they don't ever get to doing 20 cards, that's fine. I like it. Okay, let us remand it. Game. Perfect. Prio. Pop it. Okay, untap flip Delver is best case here. What's funny is we keep drawing cards off of our remands that would have flipped Delver. I think this is going to be a continued trend. We should be able to set it up though. Look, Fairy Conclave, it's going to prove its worth again. We're going to be able to change our clock by a turn, which is really good. I've heard turns matter a little bit in this game. Okay, let's see this. What are we doing? What are we doing? Opponent, don't hurt yourself. They don't have any traps because they didn't trap us before and they didn't cast or didn't use Field of Ruin. Let's just hit him first. Just 3, nothing too crazy. Okay, we'll cast Serum Visions. We're gonna play this Conclave. Spell Pierce. They have 4 lands? 4 lands. Snapcaster's good. Pierce is good. Yeah, let's go snap on the very top. Oh, I didn't know that. There's a lot of holidays that they're like everywhere. I was saying traps. Yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely not with that connotation. Like, I don't intend some of these things. Like, that's just what the card is called to me, right? Disaster. I was going to counter this, but guess how many cards we have in our graveyard? We have 18. Like, that just doesn't do anything. The fact that we still have 32 cards left in our deck means they probably can't kill us. If they don't have an archive trap, like, the mill deck just doesn't beat our deck. Like, I lost to a mill deck once because they had 4 traps, which is, what, 52 cards, and you draw 7 at the beginning of the game? Like, it's just an instant kill. I had counter spells, but, I mean, no number of counter spells saves you from that disaster. Unless they're all free. Okay. Well, Field of Rune's good against our good land, so that's fine. No search. Or no find. Failed to find. We did search, so they still get to cast Trap for free. 3 mana, we play Ashiok. Like, we'll just mana leak this, I believe. I'm not super excited about it, but we mana leak it mostly because we want to keep the cards on top of our deck. Because this is a very slow card, that's all. It's also a non-bow with their Drown in the Locks. Or, whoops. They're probably running them, but they're Drown in the Locks, and they're probably like 2, and they're Visions of Beyond. So let's go to their end step real quick. We'll take a look at what they're working with. Actually, I think we should have peeked before we leaked. Visions, Surgical, Ashiok. Sure. Oh, we were forced to shuffle. I should have peeked in response to the Field of the Dead because they messed up our shuffle. That's a mistake. That's fine. No. Okay, we need to rack up this clock just a little bit. They're probably dead in 2 turns. I didn't have to play that canal, but it's possible we get like a huge cantrip drain. And they don't have like big spells that I care about bluffing. Like, they have the one Ashiok that's been remanded to hell, and she got leaked, and they have another one. Yeah, I guess that's the other argument to not leak the Ashiok, is if they have 2, then it's like the second one automatically gets mana leaked if the first one doesn't. Crab, and they have no lands either, right? Yeah. So that's a top decked crab. Wait, oh, they Visions of Beyond, so they probably have a land. Yeah, whatever. It is how it is. Yeah, Visions of Beyond is pretty good. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's probably worth. I don't know. It's a hard decision. I can see an argument either way. Like, out of all their cards, I feel like it's not super high impact. Like, obviously, 20 cards for one card is really good, but there's definitely a world where I don't want to counter it. I actively do not want to counter it, right? Maybe that's just not true. I don't know. Surgical target lightning bolt, sure. Gain 5 life is time walk though, because that's what we're spending our turns doing. We're trying to kill them. Right? Or double time walk, because our clock is super boof. So what's with these new sound effects? They're just interesting. Okay. Okay. Build again. Well, yes, we should theoretically be flipping blind. Okay. Hopefully we flip to, I don't know. We don't really have a whole lot. No, but it's pretty good. Okay, well, we're gonna see if they can kill us this turn. They block a Delver. Oh, interesting. Let's try to conserve as much damage as possible. That makes it harder for them to kill us, though, right? That Terramander, he's there. As long as they don't have anything. This is 100% an archive trap. Change my mind. I mean, he did adapt. Hardcast archive trap. Bill me 13, and then I die. What is it? Yes. That's variance for you? Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Variance happens. Crackling Drake seems really funny against them. I feel like we have to do it, right? Is this like a necessary aspect of the game? No, but can't do it. I don't think trap is good enough. Dispel counters their traps. Yeah, Drake is an absolute unit here. Lava Boy's lackluster. Again, right, Lava Boy and Drake are... Dispel's great. It counters Ravenous Trap, Fatal Push. Good enough for me. Remand's bad. I don't know what's a whole lot better. Probably a Braid if they have Bridge or something. Try it like that, I guess. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We just turn around and win these next 2 games. Easy. Just to have the Delvers flip. I'd like to play first. Land, Bolt, Pyro. It's fine. Probably lead Conclave here. Try to jam this guy turn 2. Nothing exciting. Again, we don't have a whole lot of turn 1 plays, so Conclave is actually pretty good. Again, things you don't think about, but they work in practice. So it's like having 4 Delvers and then like 2 sort, and then like a sort of Delver. Yeah, your go. Also, we would have won if they didn't have the Field of Ruin for our Fairy Conclave. That's also worth noting. They don't have black turn 1, so they probably Thought Scour us or something. But if we get our Pyromancer down, I think we have to play Pyro here too. Argument could be made to side out Thought Scour as well. But it's like, what are we bringing in, right? They don't have Thought Scour. That's interesting. This probably means they have no black. Okay, well, we win the game. And then, yeah. That's about it. We can also abrade this. Yeah, this is a disaster for them. We'll take our hits, but we're fine with milling a little bit. I mean, I'd like to draw lands, but it's whatever. What is this card? Okay, yeah. For the uninitiated, Mesmeric Orb, the beginning of each player's upkeep, whenever they untap something, or I guess not necessarily during their untap step, but whenever they untap something, they put the top card of their library into their graveyard. So like normally that means you're putting like 2 to 3 cards of our library into our graveyard every turn. So this kind of has like the cascading benefits of an Ashiok, so it's like 20, 30 cards for 2 mana. Very, very good card. We don't want it to stay on the table. That being said, I'm going to hit them for 2 and pass the turn. This is in case they draw like a Fatal Push. We want to be able, or to have the flexibility to dispel something. Also, it mills them a little bit too, which I guess doesn't do a whole lot of harm. Like, I don't think they get upside for milling themselves. Visions, sure. Like, they're in a bad spot. And I'm fine with milling a little bit if it just increases our velocity. Like here, I'm fine with Thought Scouring them. If we mill out our mill opponent, then yeah, it's not exciting for sure. But I mean, like, what benefit do I have of Thought Scouring myself? Or just opt? Can I just have actual lands? Thank you. Okay, we get 3 triggers. We're gonna kill this turn. Hit him. We could. This is Visions counts every graveyard, so we technically want them to not be milled for 1. Probably doesn't matter either way. But I think this is technically optimal. Like, we don't mind them being milled a little bit, but we don't want them to hit 20 either. we're 100% hitting 20 before them, but it might not happen. I don't know. Maybe they just have the quad trap hand. If they field us now, which they will on our conclave, they're going to get black, and then they're going to have push for pyro, and they'll also have like hella traps, which is disgusting. Actually, no, they don't have. No, they do have traps because we haven't fetched this game, so we haven't tested it. Yeah, we have dispel for one trap or a push. Yeah. We'll let one trap resolve. Yeah. Get clapped, idiot. Okay, and then we get to bolt them here. Do we bolt them? Let's cast a peek. I want to see what's happening. Yeah, we're kind of thinking that the same way. Sure. I don't have to make a decision, so I'll just pull it up over here. Okay, so they just had the one shot. That's actually pretty good for us. Beginning of combat. Let's skip to their end step. Draw for turn. Let's hit him for 7. Unfortunately, we're one shy of lethal. So we'll cast the Terramander. We'll pass. If they fetch, then we get to bolt them twice. Otherwise, we adapt this guy if they try to brutality. But we don't want to tap too low for no reason, because they could just kill us and punish it. Okay, so they drew a Field of Ruin. So they have no traps to couple with it, which is good. What is this? Orb. I mean, it's the only thing I can cast with that mana. I think they have to brutality and start killing things, and then, but they just don't have enough mana for everything because they need to kill 2 of our things. Sure. Like lethal is on the board, right? We have 5, 6, 7. So like, sure, they drown, kill Terramander, but what do they do after that? Yeah, no, they have to do brutality, right? But like, what does that do them? Right? Like, we just one adapt, right? And then they lose? Yeah. But I mean, like, we just have lethal. Well, they don't get to kill a guy, really. I mean, like, they can target Pyromancer, and then they die to our Terramander because he's ginormous. Yeah. Adapt is really good. It's instant speed. Kind of fine keeping it like this. I don't really mind. Like, second abrade's okay. Again, killing orbs is good. Yeah, brutality is a sorcery. Even if it wasn't, like, how would we possibly get debated into tapping out? Like, we'll play around it because we know they have it, right? Let's run it back. We should be fine. Like, Drake's good. Both of our Drake variants. Pyromancer, Dispel. Fetch is annoying, but there's no working around that. We built our deck with fetch lines, so that's just how it is. This hand shuffling noise is actually kind of annoying. And no, I want to organize it because it helps my mental. Let's see them, what they're gonna play. Inquisition, sure. Take Pyromancer or Mana Leak. If they take anything else, I'll be surprised. Maybe Dispel. Yeah, it has a lot of noises now. It's great. taking Pyromancer makes sense. I guess we could wait a turn. I think we just need to get the velocity going. The issue is this fucks up our Serum Vision Scrying. I don't know. There's not much we can do about that. Delver second or third land. Delver third land. Delver third land. I actually like the third land. We get to peek draw it so that it doesn't screw up our Delver flip either. Land. Then we get to play Delver, hold up, peek, and dispel. Okay, they don't have the trap. Maybe. That's good. They also don't have a blue source yet, which is good. They do not have a blue source, period, which is better. Okay. Okay, Delver gets milled. Awkward. I didn't play around a mill 1 spell. We're also flashing in the Snapcaster Mage naked at the end of their turn, if anybody's asking. In case anybody's curious. 2 damage is worth a lot. And we don't care about cards. If we cared about cards, we'd wait a turn and then snap visions or something. But we do not care about cards. Damage is definitely worth it. No, I'm 100% adamant that this is the correct play to flash him in now. 100%. The only reason Fatal Push, or yeah, I don't care. This actually clears the way for a Pyromancer. Top deck Pyromancer, go. Sure. Just in case we draw a threat. It's worth Snaring Bridge, yikes. Glad we did not draw a Pyro. We're not playing this guy either, we just need to hold up mana. Okay, what do they have? Okay, they're missing mana though. It's fine, we get to pass. We have 1, 2, 3. This is such a tragic mill deck. Yeah, Bridge is not fun to play against, but we know they have it. We already knew they had it. Second of Raid probably should have been brought in. I don't see why it wasn't. I mean, we just have a lot of good cards against them. Our deck is naturally just praised on decks like theirs. Because they're like a dirtily deck that doesn't really impact the board, and they just like try to win. Okay, well they missed their land again, which is good for us. We get to untap. Ooh, actually I kind of like adding mana to mill ourselves more there. So that we could flip Terramender. Is that too insane? That's probably too crazy. Okay. Pyromancer closes out the game a little faster here. If they had been milling us, I'd say Terramender's better, but as it stands, that is not the case. Okay, we're going to Mana Leak the first thing they play. Pyro's super stellar. We'll play Terramander next turn. It's fine. No loss to us. Okay. Ah, disaster? It's upkeep. They have 2 unknowns. I'm not interested in testing it. We should have attacked first. It's not a huge deal though. This just lets me go through my turn faster. Okay, so this is 8 minus 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. Oh, that's so awkward because that means that we want to fetch. I think we do actually then. Because they only had 2 looks, so they probably don't have it. And even if they do have it, we can still just like counter it with a dispel. And still have like, yeah, that's fine. We do not care. They have 6 in hand, and we know 4 of them. And they have no blue, so they can't even cantrip their visions. Sure. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. Well, that was a pleasurable experience. Recap for all the cards. We never drew a Crackling Drake. They definitely came in a fair number of matchups, but we just never ended up drawing them. Calcite Snapper always never ceases to impress. You know, we've got Terramender, masterpiece of a Magic card. Lavamancer. We never got to like play against an Ice Fang deck, but I think it's probably good enough. I'm not sure if there's too much I would change about this deck, honestly. Yeah, I think Terramender becomes an issue when you run 4 of them. When you're trying to be like, okay, Terramender's basically Delver of Secrets, so I'm going to run 8 Delvers. It's like, if we were running 4 Terramenders, then we would just be drawing them at the beginning of the game. And they would be cluttering our hands, and then like ruining our tempo, and then we'd just be losing the games, right? But like, the way we played it, it's like, okay, Terramender is a great extra threat. He helps close the games in the air, right? Through like our Pyromancer board stalls and stuff. Like we saw a little bit in Grixis Death Shadow. Overall, I think it was like a pretty decent display of like most of the cards in the deck. I think Calcite Snapper really had a chance to shine as well. Yes, it works here. The Scours are 100% here to enable him. But we also didn't make Scour a bad card either, because it gives us more options with Snapcaster Mage. It lets us cast our Sinkholes cheaper. It gives fuel for Grim. Two Menders. Only 1 Sinkhole, so the grave is usually empty. I mean, as you saw in those games, the grave was like mostly full, unless there was grave hate, because we're also running 9 fetch lands, which is given a little aggressive, since we only have 5 vegetables. But at the end of the day, it's not actually that bad, because we don't really care. Like if our mana base in any given point is 5 lands, like that's perfect. Yeah, we don't really have to worry about Mystic Sanctuary. Like this could be Mystic Sanctuary. I could see an argument for that, but I also would not want to run Mystic Sanctuary in this deck, because we have 5 non-Mystic Sanctuary islands in here. Just not super appealing. If we ran Sanctuary, these remands would probably be Archmage's Charms. Remand kind of disappointed me, but I'm not sure what else it would be. It could be Deprive. Yeah, I mean, like, this would be the Mystic Sanctuary, obviously, and then we'd have the 4 Canals. Yeah, remand's fine. It's just, like, we need some way to round out our counter spells, and I like having them all at 2. Yeah, remand was, I think it was good. Like, in the games that we won, and the games we lost, it did something every single time. Yeah, no, for sure. To, like, round off the counter spells, you know? Because like we don't always have a mana leak in our hand, so like sometimes just like having the remand that gives us the flexibility of not having to worry about spells is just super critical. Like we didn't see a whole lot of that. Like it never really got a chance to shine, but like even against Mill, like we were able to remand their Ashiok hella times. Like we just time walked them again and again and again, and if our Delvers flipped, it would have been a free game, right? Yeah, I don't think I'd really change a whole lot. I think the one of the bigger concerns is that these Ravenous Traps are kind of like pretty goof, because there aren't too many graveyard decks. So I think I'd probably go down 1 trap, and then I'd play a single Ashiok of my own. I don't know what else I'd change though. Like maybe traps would be surgicals. I don't like having multiple Ashioks. Like, again, for the same reason our opponent having multiple Ashioks is, like, bad for them. Having multiple Ashioks is bad for us. Also, as you see, like, the only reason we'd ever consider siding out Calcite Snapper is because he's 3 CMC, sorcery speed, right? What graveyard-based decks are you tapping out 3 mana for, you know? It's like, sure, if the game's already won, but, like, when is that ever the case, right? The game's already won, then, like, why are you playing Ashiok, right? They're like, why are you, like, putting it into play? But I like 1 copy is great because it doesn't clog your hand at all. I think 2 is fine. I just personally don't think I like 2. Right, yeah, because like if you see a lot of Titan and stuff, I could see like going up like 2 Ashioks and then just like taking all the traps out, and then you run like 1 oh my god, what's that card called? It's not Flash Freeze, it's like the new Flash Freeze that helps you bounce spells. It's probably in another one of my decks. Disaster. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Aether Gust, thank you. Yeah, like I could see running the board like this too. Whoops. This deck actually did have an Aether Gust. Oh, look at that. Yeah, something like that. Maybe that's like, but no big changes. Like mostly just the sideboard. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm probably just gonna throw this on YouTube. Just like if anybody else wants to watch 3 play. Just for like that archived nature, right? But yeah, no, have a great one, man.